Knows no race, tribe, or culture, knocks on every door. As far as it's destined to knock on that door, nothing will stop it. It's confused to be a curse bedeviling the society. I don't know who. I don't know what's the criteria of the curse to who it follows and who it doesn't follow. That's the notion outside there. We are talking about cancer. In the month of February, Cancer Awareness Month, globally, all over. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to the Nexgen Show, where tonight we are talking about cancer awareness, prevention and treatment. And joining me in this amazing discussion tonight to discuss this topic from my far right is a cancer survivor from the age of 26, cervical cancer stage 4, and she's here, stronger than before. Millicent, how are you?
I'm fine.
Karibu sana, mami.
Asante sana.
Yeah, we are glad to have you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get back to you and you tell us more about yourself. In between us, next to her and next to me, one lady who has given it her all, a co-founder of Fadla Kada Foundation, an organization that spends sleepless nights, all its resources to create awareness about cancer and educate the society about cancer. Aisha Ahmed, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Happy to have you here.
Thank you for having
Last
me.
but not least, on my left, we have a doctor, one of the largest, actually the largest private laboratory, Lancet. Brother Charles, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Welcome.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Millicent, starting with you, tell us about yourself. Tell us about the journey.
Okay, I'm Millicent Kagonga from Kariobangi North. I'm a cervical cancer survivor. I'm a single mom of 2. The journey is not easy. The journey about cancer, if someone heard about cancer in the slum area or in the village, they think about it is only a curse, or you are rejected, or you have done something and it is a punishment from God. So
Really?
it is not easy.
How was it when you first found out that you have cancer?
I wanted to kill myself because it is the thing that I want, that I can't imagine I can pass through it. When I heard something about cancer, I just imagined it can happen only to the rich one, but it is not the name that we can find it from the poor family.
Tell me about the journey, like ilikuwaje on that day, like how was it, what were the signs, and then mpaka ukafika hosi, and then you were told it's cancer. What was the reaction like when you found out?
From the first, I got my firstborn at the age of 13, the secondborn 16, the thirdborn I got when I'm 20. So in 2010, it was my hardest year since I was born, because that is the same year I lost my marriage, I lost my child, and it was the same year I started having some discharge. Okay, 2010. And it went on till 2016. That was when the discharge became more.
6 years?
Yeah, 6 years. And also it graduated, and then I have some clot. I didn't have to use pads because pads were very little, so I have to use the first towel.
For the whole 6 years?
The 6th year. The first,
oh, the 6th year.
Yeah.
What
the
about
other
the
years I was only using pads.
So, but your discharge got too abnormal?
No, it wasn't abnormal. It was coming thoroughly. Like I have to use 6-8 pads per day. So the discharge was very more.
Hiyo ndo ilikupatia woga, like this is abnormal, until, like how was it until you came to realize that it's actually cervical cancer that you're suffering from?
I never had someone to share about it. You know, as like ladies, you feel like nikisema naona hivi watu watanidharau, watu watanitenga. So I never had someone to share with my story. Since when I got my friend, I was working for her. She was my employer. I was a house girl by then. I told her, nimekuwa nikitoa discharge kwa muda fulani. I really need help. Wakaniambia, no, you need to go to the hospital. When I went to the hospital, the first hospital told me that it is maybe a common infection and it is treated. So I got up at the first time and they gave me a lot of medication. Nikajua nitapona. But when I went back after 2 weeks, the discharge was still there. The pain is there at my back pain. I went back to the hospital, but another hospital, and I insist I want to do screening. When I insisted, they did the screening, and the doctor just sat down and said, wow, it is cervical cancer stage 4.
What? That was in 2016?
In 2016.
Ndo realized uko na cervical cancer stage 4? Wow. How was your reaction, the reaction of whoever took you to hospital, the reaction of the society, ilikuwaje?
Nilienda hospitali mwenyewe, bila mtu yote, but the time daktari ali break the message, nilikaa chini nikasema, this is my time to die. Sababu, me and you, tunajua kansa ni nini. Najua venye kansa imeua watu wengi. Na sasa vile nilikaa chini nikashindwa nitafanya nini, nikaanza kulia. Daktari akaniambia kansa utibiwa, lakini ni long journey. Kwanza kwa hiyo room kuna kuangana picha za cervix, wanakuonesha hii ni symptoms, hii cervix iko clear, hii stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. Sasa cervix yako inaonesha hapa kwa screening, naonesha hii stage 4. Ukiangalia picha stage 4, huwezi taka kuangalia mara mbili sababu imekulika sana. Unasema natembeanga nikikaa hivi. So nilipoteza memory. I wanted, vile hiyo memory imepotea, nilidhania niko heaven, lakini nikiamka najipata bado niko earth. By the time ni recover, nikapigia my boss, akaniambia uko wapi? Akaacha kazi, akakuja akanichukua, tukaenda mpaka kwa nyumba yake. Kajaribu kuni cancel nini, but we still have another journey, kwa sababu hiyo venye ushaambiwa kuna matibabu pia. Na hiyo matibabu, by the time ufanyiwe uanze chemo, radio, kuna testi mingi zinahitaji pesa. In my life sijaishi kama more than 10,000. Na nikaenda hospitali kubwa KNH, wakaniambia biopsy utafanyiwa next year na unataka 13,000. Na nilikuwa najua sitamake, kwa sababu unaambiwa next year na already umeambiwa ugonjwa wako iko in advance. So unajishindwa, watu hawako serious. Maybe unawachukulia makosa. Nikajiongezea nikasema ile maisha nimepitia, wale watu wanasema nimelaaniwa, watu wenye wanasema mimi kuna kiboko ya Mungu juu yangu, they are right. That's why napitia hizi challenges mingi katika maisha. Ndio ngarudi kwa nyumba, I decided to go home, Shago. Nipunguze gharama, kwa sababu kuna wengi walikuwa wananiambia nende tu Shago nipunguze gharama kubeba mwili kupeleka Ushago. I decided to go, kanda Ushago, nikakaa huko until when I found another gyno kwa Vihiga District Hospital. Akaniambia atanisaidia kufanya biopsy only kama NHIF wata approve. But ndio NHIF wa approve, hawafai kujua ni biopsy because hawa approve biopsy. So lazima ikuwe ni minor surgery. NHIF waka approve, nikafanyiwa biopsy, results zikakuja, and then back to Nairobi nianze matibabu, kwa sababu hizo side hakuna
hawana hizo facilities.
Hawana hizo facilities za matibabu. Back to Nairobi. Kakuja Nairobi, by the time nianze another test za kupima lung, CT scan, nini, blood counts. By the time nianze hizo bleeding, kakuja abruptly. Nilikuwa nakalia bucket na bleed juu siezi simama na siezi eka anything ya kuzuia blood. Sasa nikukalia bucket, mwenye alikuwa karibu na mimi akimwaga, sister in law. Until the day nilianza nikifikiwa hivi, Kenya tunajua ni line, sina damu, HB iko 3, niende niekewe damu. Only on 2017 nimeongezwa 14 pints of blood.
Wow. Sorry, just the last question before I come to daktari. Vile home Ushago, Nairobi tayari kuna that mentality about cancer, na kuna that rhetoric vile watu wanachukulia cancer hii ni laana ni nini. How is it now uko Ushago vile uliambia watu kuna cancer?
Ushago ndio kugumu kabisa, kwa sababu mtu anakuja akikwambia by then kuna watu wakubwa wa media wenye walikufa na cancer. hata wenye walikuwa my role model like Janet Kanini, Waweru Mburu. Sasa unasema fulani alienda India na hakumake, will you make it? Na hata una shilingi. Na unajua wow.
Ni kunoma.
Kunoma kabisa. Sasa anakutajia, anampanga vizuri. Sasa fulani anahangaika kwa sababu mamake alitoka kwa ndoa. Sema kama ungeishi maisha mazuri, kama ungeenda mahali fulani, hiyo ndio inafanya unasababisha. Pia hao ndio wana need knowledge zaidi, watu wa mashinani. Wana need hiyo knowledge wajua kwamba cancer is not a curse, cancer is not a death sentence, cancer upona. Unaona?
Thanks so much, Millie. Daktari, yes. Iko kazi?
Kweli iko kazi.
Like, why is this still the case? Are we not doing enough awareness? What's really happening? Like in a cosmopolitan town like Nairobi, we still have some myths and misconceptions regarding cancer.
Yes, so going by Millicent's story, we are saying that in terms of screening services, we are not yet there. Bado kuna wale ambao hawajajua mambo ya kuangalia kama wako na early disease of cervical cancer na cancer zingine. So itabidi tuendelee na kufanya a lot of enlightenment of the society, a lot of awareness, a lot of advertisements and shows, and just tell people let's go for screening so that we know the earlier it's caught, the better the treatment. What do you engage in as a company to engage in awareness activities of this disease? So for us, we have come up with packages that are able to be tailored to those who need those services. And so, for example, for cervical cancer, we have a screening for the causative agent of cervical cancer, which is called HPV. What about the general society? Because what you're looking at here right now is the stigma that comes along with cancer. Yes, so for those who need information, they need to get in touch with us for any particular cancer or test. Okay. And also we need to encourage people, which we do, that cancer is not a death sentence, that treatment is available. But very expensive. But very expensive, unfortunately, but it is available. We'll get to that. Aisha Ahmed, tell us about Fadli Kader. How did it start and what was the inspiration behind starting of such an organization? Okay, our organization was started in 2016. It's registered under an NGO Act. It was founded in loving memory of Baby Fadil, who passed on in India. So after his demise, when we decided to have this organization to enable us, to enable other families we wanted to help other families that goes through financial and emotional strain like Mama Fadil went through. For as far as awareness is concerned, what do you do as an organization to create awareness and enlighten the masses about this disease? Okay, our day-to-day activities include awareness campaigns. Last year we did 2 awareness campaigns in Nairobi, in rural, in slums area, that is Korogocho and Kibera. We also went to Garissa, so we wanted to educate the mass about the prevention measures of cancer. Cancer is perceived as witchcraft, so that's how, as an organization, we came in to educate the mass on the awareness program. Probably just the last question before we go on a break. What was the reception initially when you started this awareness about cancer? What kind of a mindset did you find the people with? Okay, we attracted a good number of youths. For example, in Garissa, we had almost 200 youths in that awareness program. In Nairobi, the same. What was their mindset of cancer before you started telling them about cancer? What was their perception of cancer? For them, cancer is for the rich. Because with cancer, you need millions to get treated. So for a poor person, if you are told that you have cancer, you just go home and start, there's that depression. Yeah. Wow. Crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere.
We're going to be back after this very short break and continue with this discussion. Let's talk of cancer treatment and cancer prevention after this very short break. Don't go away.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Hundreds of people outside there will tell you that cancer is majorly alluded to the lifestyle and the food you eat. And Dr. is here to answer some of those concerns. Dr. What really can be attributed as a major cause of cancer?
Okay, thank you for that question. For cancer, there is not one single cause of it. That means that multiple factors come into play, and this is what triggers cancers. So we have what we call modifiable and non-modifiable causes of cancers. So for the modifiable causes of cancers, we mention things like smoking as one of the risk factors. Your diet, that's diets that are low in fiber and high in fat. We have lifestyle diseases like obesity as some of the things that we associate
exactly.
with cancer.
I wanted to ask that because I've looked at least it contributes 20% risk of attracting cancer if you're obese or your weight. You have quite an, what do you call it, a huge weight that's not necessary.
Yes, that's true.
How is it related to cancer and what type of cancer?
So for obesity, we see it commonly in cancers of the ovary and a little bit of the breast. This happens when the fat in the body is converted into harmful toxins that trigger genes that could end up mutating into cancerous genes. So it's not that everyone who is obese has to get cancer, but they're at a higher risk of cancer if they have the genetic makeup. Should they be obese, then they have the higher risk of getting that cancer. So for the other causes or other risk factors are infections like HIV, hepatitis, and now in cervical cancer, we know that HPV is one of the largest or the biggest risk factor for developing cervical cancer.
Can it be inherited cancer?
So what could be inherited are the genes that predispose one to developing cancer. So when you have the genetic makeup, it doesn't necessarily mean that you will develop cancer, but you're at a much higher risk of developing cancer. And something else happens, be it in your environment, be it a disease that comes in, that now triggers those genes to mutate and start developing into cells that are cancerous.
I'll get back to you on the same question, and why I asked you that question, because what inspired Fadil Kader Foundation was Baby Fadil, who I meant to understand he died at the age of 15 months.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was difficult for the mother because she was all alone in India. So after he's born, the doctors advised her to take her to India for a bone marrow transplant. So when she went there, she had that hope that she'll come back with the baby.
15 months.
Yeah.
Wow. Dr. What's likely to have caused cancer in this little baby?
Yes, so in this case, it was what we call a leukemia, which is a cancer of the blood cells. And these cells have genetic material in them that make them divide uncontrollably. And these genes are mutated from birth. They may not necessarily have been inherited from the parents, but probably as the baby was developing in the womb, the gene started mutating, and it now became clear as the child started growing that there's a problem, and it now turned up to be a leukemia.
Wow. Millie, how was your lifestyle before 2010, before you finally got to realize that you have cancer, you're suffering from cervical cancer? How was your lifestyle before that?
My life wasn't easy since I was raised up with my stepmom. My life was, I had a lot of challenges in my life. That's why I got my firstborn at the age of 14. And then I got married when I'm still young. I just get married because I wanted a comfort, someone to talk to. And I thought that it was going to be the end of my problem, but I was wrong. So my life wasn't easy.
Regarding your meal, kama ulikuwa unafanya mazoezi, chakula ulikuwa unakula chakula gani, au ulikuwa unafanya mazoezi, were you constantly sick? Like, how was your lifestyle? Life yako ilikuwa gaje before like you realized that you had cancer?
Sijai gonjeka since I was born. Sijai enda kulazwa hospitali ati sijui. Ukinipata nimelazwa only maybe labor, lakini sijai lazwa juu mimi ni mgonjwa. Na mazoezi nilikuwa nafanya kutosha kwa sababu kwenye tulikuwa tunachota maji na kwenye tunapeleka maji ni distance. Already hiyo ni exercise. Alafu my lifestyle nilikuwa nakula vizuri, nilikuwa nakula diet venye natakikana. Yeah, nilikuwa tu sawa.
Again, Daktari, if you can use Millicent's story as an example, what's likely to have caused that?
Okay, so for cervical cancer, the main risk factor is a virus called HPV. And HPV is a virus which causes the cells within the cervix to divide uncontrollably. And HPV is acquired in those who are sexually active, such that in those who are sexually active, they acquire the infection, but over 95% of them immediately clear the infection within 6 months. So in less than 5%, the infection persists. But in among those 5%, even fewer end up developing cervical cancer. So it's not clear why those who have a persistent infection develop cervical cancer. But it has been seen that those who are sexually active, and especially at a lower age, at a younger age, because now it means you have more time to interact with the virus, as opposed to those who begin their sexual experiences later in life. But as to who develops cancer and who doesn't develop, it's not clear at this point. And like in Millicent's case, we just cannot explain why at the age of barely 20 she was starting to develop some symptoms that were highly indicative of cervical
Seriously,
cancer.
I think 26, cancer stage 4, cervical cancer stage 4, at the age of 26. Wow, that is unexplainable. Aisha, when you're going out there to create awareness about cancer, what kind of messages do you... Okay, you've already told me that the youth and the society in general wanaangalia cancer ni laana. Unajua ukikuwa na cancer, wewe tayari anza kuprepare kupata na Mungu yako. What do you tell them in return?
Okay, we do invite oncologists. That's from Lancet, Kenya. We've worked with them severally. So there's that message wanapatiwa. Like we also have cancer caregivers on the program. So we normally tell them, okay, cancer can affect anyone. It's not a curse, si uchawi, si nini. So they should give support to those who suffer from the illness. And then mambo ya cancer si uchawi ama nini. There's that message that we give them. Yeah.
But mtu atakwambia cancer, mimi hata ukiniambia niishi vizuri, I do exercise and I'm still risking getting cancer.
There's still life after cancer.
Use?
Cancer is not a death sentence. There's still life after cancer. We normally have cancer survivors on board, so cancer is not a death sentence.
How many survivors have you seen so far?
Around 15, like in Millicent and other ones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice. Daktari, why is cancer treatment so expensive?
Okay, so for cancer treatment, there are 3 main ways of treatment. So we could have surgery, whereby you take out the cancerous cells. Chemotherapy, whereby you give medicine that circulates in the body and kills the cancer cells wherever they are. Or radiotherapy, which is now using radiation rays and blasting them at the point
burn out
where
the cells.
And burn out the cells and the area surrounding the cells, so that they're not able to continue dividing and spread past the place where.
So what happened to that particular part? Is it replaced? Does it grow again? What happened?
So it depends on the intensity of the radiotherapy, but most radiotherapies, when they are targeted at a certain area, that area undergoes now, it becomes thickened and may not function as well as its original state before the cancerous cells came in. But still, that's a very effective way of treatment, especially in cervical cancer. It has been seen to be very effective.
But it's still, the reason as to why I presume it's regarded to as the disease of the rich is because of the money one has to spend when treating cancer.
No, it's not a disease of the rich. It's a disease of everyone. Meaning it doesn't respect your wealth. It doesn't respect your gender. It doesn't respect your race. It doesn't respect age. So it's any one point in our lives, we are at risk of cancer, and we should be aware of that.
The rate at which cancer is growing, what policies or measures, maybe you being in the field and in the industry, have you engaged maybe the government on how you can subsidize some of these services?
Yes, we do engage the government quite a lot through its agencies that are dealing with cancer, which are based at the Ministry of Health. And so we ask them to subsidize. That means that should we get tests that are pertaining to cancer under a certain program, we charge at a different rate as compared to if somebody just walked into our center. So we do partner with the government a lot on these programs. Yes.
Thank you. Lastly, Millicent, before we go on another break, how many survivors have you met?
50.
50 survivors. All from stage 4?
No, some stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Most of them were stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Stage 4,
Muko very few.
Muko very few, maybe 1, 2. But stage 1, 2.
Which year ulianza treatment, which year?
2017.
2017. So this is the third year, your treatment. Cancer cells zote zimededi?
No, not sure. Niliongea na Gaino akaniambia anafaa kuchukua around 5 years, wakiniangalia, nafanya CT scan, MRI, CT scan, MRI, na naendelea na review. Ikishafika 5 years, watani declare cancer free.
How much has this costed you so far, like cumulatively, the third year tunaanza size ya treatment ya cancer? How much?
Siwezi hesabu sahi, since usaidizi matibabu yangu nilikuwa naomba, ama sometimes kama niko admitted watu wananichangia nikiwa hospitali. Siwezi.
Like inaweza ni millions, hundreds of thousands?
Maybe 2 million.
2 million so far.
Yeah.
From stage 4 up to where you are right now. Wow.
Sababu kuna matibabu ingine inaitwa brachytherapy. Hiyo ni 40k per session.
How frequent unaifanya hiyo?
After 2 weeks.
Every after 2 weeks unaifanya?
3 sessions.
3 sessions.
Yeah. So, kuna test ingine unapata ina cost 20,000.
So unafanya 3 sessions within a day?
One session for 3 weeks. For one after 2 weeks, 1 session.
After 2 weeks, 1 session.
Yeah.
So in 1 year unafanya how many sessions?
3.
3 sessions in 1 year?
No, you only do it once after radiotherapy.
After radiotherapy. Don't ask me where the hype is lost. I mean, you can just hear the stories here tonight. Let's pay the bills and we'll be back after the break.
Horizon TV, the beacon for the nation.
Prevention is always better than cure, but before that, 40497 is our SMS line, Horizon TV Kenya is our Facebook and Twitter handle, and at Horizon TV Kenya is our Twitter handle. Don't forget to follow us and drop us a text. Let us know what you think. Let us know your story. Everyone has a journey. We are talking about cancer. Do you know a relative who is affected? Are you affected, directly or indirectly? Let us hear your story. Let us inspire others, touch people's life with your story. We just said that prevention is better than cure. But before we look at the preventive side of cancer, Doctor will enlighten us. Aisha, I presume you started in 2016 with Baby Fadl project. What sort of challenges have you been through?
Our key one challenge is losing the patients. So far we've helped 5 patients. We've taken them to India and locally. So there's that. When we fundraise for a certain story and then we end up losing these patients, it's kind of affecting us. And another challenge is lack of funds to run our awareness programs.
Do you reach out to partners and sponsors?
Yeah, we've reached out to partners. We've also worked with certain youth groups. Yes. What's
your social media credentials? Maybe you can share with our viewers for them to reach you and support you, your cause.
We have our page. Our website is down for our maintenance, but it will resume back.
So you have a website?
We have a website.
What's the address?
www.Fadhil Kader Leukemia Foundation. We also have a page on Facebook, Fadhil Kader Leukemia Foundation.
Fadhil Kader, that is F-A-D?
Yeah, and my name is Aisha Ahmed.
On Facebook,
yeah.
Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah.
Nice. Daktari, we've heard the stories. What are the, before we get to the preventive measures, what are the chances of survival once someone is affected by cancer?
Okay, so the chances of survival are not cast in stone. Each individual has a different journey in terms of their survival. But what determines survival outside the individual factors, we look at first the cancer itself. So some cancers are much more aggressive than others. For example, cervical cancer is not as aggressive as, for example, some leukemias. So it depends on the type of the cancer. Some cancers linger long in the body before they get to be known, while others do show their symptoms almost immediately. Then the treatment that one undergoes also determines. So for example, some particular cancers, you need to accurately diagnose them down to their what we call a molecular level, meaning that you know what exactly triggered this cancer to start, so that you give a particular medicine for someone to survive. Then another thing is the stage. So the general rule is the higher the stage, the
lesser the chances.
Lesser the chances.
Because that means the cells have progressed into the body.
Yes, yes. But like I said, we've seen those with stage 1 cancer, but because we know this is a highly aggressive cancer, we are not able to give a longer survival rate as compared to some stage 4 cancers.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Again, those are the chances. You've clearly explained it. Let's talk of preventive measures.
Yes.
Cancer is almost everywhere, from the foods we eat. The other day, a friend and a colleague was telling me, the more processed meat you eat, the higher your chances of contracting cancer. Like, is it close to the truth, or is it that it's becoming a world terror disease? Then everyone is coming up with myths and misconceptions about it. What are the preventive measures?
So the strongest preventive measure is going for regular screening. Mm-hmm. That one has been seen for all types of cancers and worldwide. Mm-hmm. That's the best measure to start with. Mm-hmm. That we as a country need to have screening programs. Say, for example, we say that those who are above a particular age and are sexually active should go for screening for HPV. Mm-hmm. For men who are at above a certain age, should start getting screened for cancer of the prostate. For women above a particular age, start getting screened for breast cancer, such that even when the government makes it a regular program, we're able to get both donor funding and getting insurance companies, including NHIF, on board to cover for these screening programs. Mm-hmm. Other preventative measures is lifestyle modification, avoiding smoking, avoiding alcohol, are seen to really help a lot. Mm-hmm. Another is modification of the diet, mm-hmm. so avoiding too much processed foods and move to the more natural foods that haven't been processed.
But again, very few, you can say they're natural. I mean, majority of them are processed, if not fertilized, chemically fertilized.
Yes, so this also boils down to how strong the government will take this issue and try to ensure that, say for example, chemicals are not coming into contact with our foods. Mm. Like for example, things like aflatoxins mm-hmm. are known to harm the liver, and for those who are susceptible to cancer of the liver could develop.
It's a high risk.
It's a high risk. So it's different people coming in together, such that now the government has its part, and even we as an individual yourself, you have to know that at any one point in time I can develop, if I'm a male, this and these cancers are at risk. Say for example, if you have a family history of a particular cancer, that should trigger you to be regularly screened to detect it, should it happen, to detect it early. And other programs now like donor funding, for example, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation are coming in and really supporting programs that are dealing with cancer prevention and treatment.
The International Awareness Month of Cancer, what are you planning as a corporate, as a company?
So for ourselves, we work together with organizations like Baby Fadil organizations, where we go out, we co-sponsor events and give talks so that we can at least raise that awareness that this disease is with us, but we're able to detect it and treatment is available. Then we also lobby a lot within the government, within different organizations that are supporting health programs, so that we are able to come up with packages that can be used for early detection of cancers. And also we do support both in terms of directly to the patients or to the organizations that are involved in cancer support. So for example, Faraja Trust, we work quite closely with them, among others. Yes.
Lovely. So you should expect more campaigns this month?
You definitely should expect more campaigns this month.
Lovely.
Yes.
Millicent, being a survivor and you've met other survivors, I'm sure you have some sort of a group.
Yes.
What exactly do you do as a group?
We just give out the talks and then to encourage each other. Unawaambia kuna wengi walipoteza familia zao sababu ya saratani. Tunatiana moyo, alafu tunataka kitu ya kufanya kama survivors. Unaona kama mimi ukiniangalia niko healthy lakini kuna kazi siwezi fanya. Nilikuwa nafulia watu, sasa siwezi fua. Sasa tunajaribu kutafuta kazi za mikono. Tunaweza tengeneza sabuni, tunashona mat. Tukikutana tunajengana, wale wenye wako chini tunawatembelea na tumeona tukiendelea vizuri sana.
Group mulianza when exactly did you join the group?
Group tumeanza last year. Last year 2018 on October.
Kuna wale wenye wako fully recovered from that? Kuna wale mmesikia stories zao, testimonies zao that are fully recovered?
Kuna wale wenye wako fully recovered. Kuna wengine wako na story challenging, kama unapata kuna mwingine mwenye wakati ilisikika ako na cervical cancer, watu wakamfukuza, bwanake na familia wakamfukuza. Wakati alikaa pamoja amejiendeleza, anaendelea na matibabu, bwana akarudi na lung cancer. Bwana akakufa, yeye bado ako strong. Sasa ukitembea na yeye ukienda kuencourage watu mkiwa na yeye mnakuwa na nguvu. Kuna mwingine pia alikuwa na kansa ya mguu akakatwa kiwa form 2. Saizi ako 22 years na anatembea na crutches but ako very healthy.
I met him. Is that?
Yeah. Na yeye unajua hakumaliza matibabu. Sasa tukienda kwa hospitali, sasa ile daktari ana break message, tunajaribu kutaka sasa bado kabla daktari ya break niri tukue hapo. Sasa huyo mtu akituona anakuwa na nguvu.
In case someone wants to reach out to you and support you in some of these activities and give you business, how can he reach you?
Tuko kwa Facebook page Symbol of Hope. Alafu huwa tuna meet Kariobangi dispensary every second week, every second Saturday of the month.
Phone number, maybe someone to call, maybe 07?
Okay, 0724
0724
90
42 84. Thank you so much, Maze. All the best. Mention to that. Aisha, tell us about you. It's the month, it's Cancer Awareness Month. What do you plan as Fadliki as an organization? What plans do you have for us?
Okay, the plan is still underway. We want to have an awareness program in Mombasa. So we're still planning on that around maybe March.
What else do you expect from you the year 2019?
We have other programs like we do visit Kenyatta Hospital every September. That is Leukemia Awareness Month. And then we also have a walk in tribute to all cancer warriors.
In case someone wants to reach out to you and support you despite your credentials, do you have any direct number that someone can call?
Yeah. 0722
160
496.
Daktari, maybe your parting shot.
Okay, so pengine ningepea watu motisha ya kwamba tuko na ujuzi wa kujua kama kansa unaweza kuwa detected mapema ili tuweze kuanzisha matibabu, na kwa wale ambao wamepatikana na ugonjwa huu si mwisho, tuko pamoja, tutaendelea kuwapa motisha. Pale ambapo tuseme ungependa kama kampuni tuwape usaidizi, mnaweza kuja tuongee na tutaona vile tunaweza wasaidia. Na tungeomba pia serikali ione kama inaweza weka mikakati ambayo inaweza kujulia hali ya wale ambao wangependa kujua kama wako na hii shida mapema. Na kwa wale wamepatikana, tuweze kufanya kazi pamoja na serikali na group zingine ambazo zinahusika ili tuweze kuwasaidia kama Millicent na wengine wao.
Asante sana. Yet another sensitive topic, the year 2019. Very little to say. 40497 is the SMS line. Let's get more of these stories. Let's get more of these stories. If you want to appreciate the health that you have, you should listen to the stories of the sick. That's why we want to hear your story. 40497. Horizontv Kenya is our Facebook and Instagram pages, and at Horizontv Kenya is our Twitter handle. I've been your host, Faisal Qasim, and this has been the Nexgen Show. Next week, same place, same time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.